Hi, Vincent. This is Zaya with MovieJunk. It's an honor to have you on our show today.
The pleasure's mine. Thanks, Ian.
Now, Vincent, fans have, seen you in some of these legendary mobster roles. I'm just curious, how often do you get recognized still for Lucky Luciano from Boardwalk Empire, Hernan from Sopranos versus Vince from Tulsa King today?
Her not so much, but I get lucky, from time to time. It still pops up. It's hard to believe like that finished up a little over 10 years ago, but or about it was about 10 years ago. So yeah, but people it's one of those shows that people still check out and it feels good and Tulsa King as it's grown in the last few years now has been it seems like it's catching a really wide audience, which is kind of amazing, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I don't know if you even recognize this, but you're among a very rare group, right? I mean, the very, very first episode, you take a punch from Rocky Balboa. There's not many people, right? There's been movies that have been made based on this, right? Like 7 movies now. You take
Yeah.
a punch from Rocky Balboa and live to fight another day. What was it like?
Oh my God. It was one of the reasons I'm not even kidding. I mean, I was like, I'm taking this job. Like, I'm not quite sure where it's all going to go. Obviously, I knew Terry from Boardwalk and Sopranos, and he's a wonderful guy and friend and creator. But yeah, I was like, I'm in. Like 5 minutes into the show, I'm the first guy getting knocked out by Sly. Like, done. Happy to be, an honor to be part of that pantheon of people that have been laid out. And then, it's all been gravy, like where the show has gone and the storylines, and it's just been a blast.
No, absolutely right. I mean, just seeing from season one where we go to, Dwight taking over, a dispensary to then opening up a bar to a casino and now to the bootlegging business, so to speak. What excited you with like all the different character arcs this season? All the twists and turns, are you constantly being surprised at seeing the script each season?
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, it's selfishly like the origin of my character and like how he was a capo in the Invernizzi family who probably had like a small little piece of a racket, which he was willing to fight Dwight over to make sure he maintains it, because when someone gets out of prison, the danger is that they're going to lay claim to maybe one of their old rackets. So I
Mhm.
made a choice that it's part of the antagonism is that you're not getting a piece of what's mine. And then you realize how small that is. And by the end of season one, you see this like burgeoning enterprise happening out west. And you're like,
Yeah.
wow, maybe I've been looking at this whole thing wrong. And then throughout season two, it just keeps evolving. And then enter season three. And now you meet Quiet Ray and you realize there are these really much larger forces at work.
Yeah.
So like having someone who's been very adaptive throughout the show and now quite vulnerable has been like a lot of fun to play.
Hmm.
And just seeing how he's willing to adapt and to survive and hopefully thrive.
Yep, yep. Do you think your character now secretly wishes that he was sent to Tulsa, or do you think he's still New York through and through?
I think he's New York through and through. I think he's still New York through and through, and still think he sees that as pretty much the center of the universe. But it doesn't mean like you can't get something going. I mean, we saw in season two that I was really trying to pour honey all over Dwight to get him to start doing business back east. Send some of that product our way. And I
Mm.
love that. Like, someone who got over their feelings to go, you know what, there's money to be made here. There's
Hmm.
business to be had. So I think that's been fun to play.
And especially now, right, with like Boardwalk Empire, it's Atlantic City, it's New York. Here, it's out west and Tulsa. Like, what unique elements does that create, right? I mean, we're seeing that all unfold. Like, were there different like layers of approaches that you had to take, from your past characters in this role?
Well, yeah, I think there's a certain history you can't ignore. Like when you play characters in this genre, a few times now that I have,
Yeah.
you kind of start to accumulate some of that experience, and maybe you can, start to own some of that as like, well, this guy's had experience with, strong arming people, or maybe he's even taken a life or two. And, so you can almost use and employ, some of that past experience. But what makes Tulsa King so unique for me is this collision of worlds. Is like, Boardwalk was like the beginning,
Yeah.
these were real revelations to these characters on how to like make money and do business and prohibition was a very specific opportunity. And now with the show is like you're moving from the world, which is like this really urban environment on the coast, and you're moving inward and you see that there's a whole other world out there. There's a whole other side of America out there,
Yeah.
which I think is what makes it, I think the show a bit of a success as well, because like you get just like the diversity of characters and like,
Yeah. Yeah.
whether it's,
Literally.
yeah,
Literally,
I
there's all
mean,
types of different characters.
yeah, I mean, that's been fun, even as a viewer, like watching the show and getting to see what my comrades are doing is like it's such a deep bench and like such a talented ensemble and the variety of voices on the show is really something to marvel at.
Absolutely. And with Sly, right? I mean, we've seen him direct, write, star, produce. He has multiple creative hats and wears multiple hats. Is it the same way with this show? Is he like deeply involved in the production and sort of the choreographing of the scenes in Tulsa?
To a degree, I mean, look, the show starts and ends with him. I mean,
Yeah.
he is the Tulsa King, and his experience. I think you'd be a fool to like if you're getting like a piece of information or direction from Sly in a scene, not direction because we have directors, but like if you overhear a piece of advice that he's offering the production, I mean, come on. I mean, the guy has been around for decades making like some of the largest stories that we've ever
Yeah.
consumed, like
Yeah.
come on now, he's an icon. So yeah, and what's really inspiring is you see a guy it's almost like you see with athletes, like if you won a championship, how hungry are you for another one? But you see a guy who's been around as long as he has
Yeah.
and shows up so prepared, so hungry to make the scene fresh, so hungry to like find the best, out of whoever he's working with on a given day. And that's like, wow, like that turns the lights on.
Absolutely. And with your characters, right? I mean, there's no surprise. Dwight does not like you, right? You guys bounce off each other really, really well. What's
Yeah.
it like preparing, for those scenes, right? Because I mean, this show, as much as it is a drama, it's very much a comedy show. There's some funny scenes in this show. So how do you guys prepare for those give and take type of scenes?
Well, I learned right out the gate is like he likes to play. And that's the great thing. And like I know there's what's written on the script and that's going to be served and honored. But the camera doesn't stop rolling with him. He's going to keep coming at you if there's like, problems. So you got to be able to like, work on your feet, have some fun. And I love it because that is like the comedy, it is a comedy. And it felt that from the very first script is like, there's a lot of funny stuff happening here. And he really preserves that. And so yeah, we love to go we love to go with each other. It's yeah, that's one of the more fun things we get to do.
Without giving too much away, what can you share around your character's arc for the remaining episodes?
Wow. What can I share is the stakes get higher, the danger um notches up for my character a bit. And I think he yeah. Um, you don't, be careful. It's like I bear baited in season one, episode one, and maybe a few times since. But yeah, this is got to make sure. Be careful you don't bite off more than you could chew.
Definitely, definitely right. I mean, the stakes are getting higher and higher each episode. I'm secretly rooting that we get to see. I know you're saying New York through and through. I'm secretly rooting to see you more in Tulsa. That's just where all the action is. So hopefully we could see you there. I want to see you and Goody interact more too. Get some of that Sopranos and Boardwalk reunion there. As far as I know, season 4 is already renewed, right? Are we already in production or?
Not yet,
Started?
but in like another week it starts up again. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So we got, I believe, 2 or 3 more episodes left. So fans, if you haven't seen all the episodes, you can catch up on Paramount Plus, and we still have a few more episodes left. We haven't seen Samuel L. Jackson yet. I know Nola King is also, in the works too. Are you able to share, which I know you can't, when are we going to see Samuel L. Jackson appear?
All I could say is imminent. It's imminent.
Yeah,
And it's surprising. And man, I didn't get to see a lot of what happens, but man, on the page, it is fun. It is fun. Yeah, and kind of crazy. So yeah, brace yourselves. That's all I could say. Because if I say anything more, it's probably going to be my death sentence. And
absolutely. And I can't let you go without sneaking in a Robert Patrick question as well. The Dunmires. I mean, he's just been an amazing force this season. Just vicious, vicious, sacrificing his son when he needs to. I mean, this guy is just pure evil in a sense, right? But also old school. Did you get a chance to interact with him on set at all? What's it like working with him, or working with him on set?
I didn't, and man, I wish I did. And in some ways, I wish I didn't because he
Yeah,
is a bad, bad man.
yeah,
But I am just enjoying the hell out of it, and that's kind of like a thing with the show is like there's such a deep ensemble, and then you suddenly introduce a new character, and it's like hand in glove with him. He's just like who's such a powerful presence on screen, and like watching he and Sly, kind of. Trade shots has been like pretty awesome. But yeah, I think the world of him and his work. I'm such a big fan.
absolutely. So I'm super excited. Like I mentioned, a few more episodes to go, just where this finale is going to take us. Season 4 is also about to get started in production as well, too. I guess the very last question, again, just going back to where we started with Boardwalk Empire, would you ever be interested in reprising your role as Lucky Luciano, if
Oh
asked?
my God, yeah. I mean, absolutely, absolutely. There's still more story to tell there, and yeah, I would leap at it. There's a whole part of his life that's never been, seen on camera. And it's one of those mysterious things. Is like, every story's been about him, The Godfather and Boardwalk, but nothing's been him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be such a treat. That was like a really great part of my life getting to get to work on that character for a while.
Absolutely, too. And I believe the actor's name is Anotel Youssef, who played Meyer Lansky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
both of you guys were amazing together too. And I know, I don't know if it was just rumors, but there was talks about potentially a Boardwalk Empire movie I saw years ago. So hopefully they can bring your characters back. Now would be the perfect time. This is all the exciting stuff, is, now.
I know David Zaslav. If you're listening, I think he's atop that empire, and he'd have to dust it off and. There's like whatever the buzzwords they need to hear. You own all the IP. You can reprise it. You can go back to the well, however you want to do it. But yeah, there's a lot more story to tell there, and hopefully it comes back to life.
Perfect. We'll share this episode with him as well too. And obviously, if I'm seeing Tulsa King, I mean, who's going to want to refuse that? But Vincent, thank you so much for joining us again today. Again, longtime fan. Again, just super excited to see what's in store in the remaining episodes. Make sure fans tune in to Paramount Plus. Thank you again for joining Movie Junk today.
Zay, thank you so much, man. It's been a real pleasure, man.
Awesome. Thank you. Take care.
You too.